Hey yo, welcome back to the Pac-Man special. People, we're back with more One Piece gameplay. I've been spending time with the family, so I haven't been putting out much content for you guys, but we're back on the grind. So make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, turn those notification bells on, and rock with me on this journey. Today you have me playing Big Dofi, one of my favorite decks in this game right now. A lot of people don't respect blue, but I'm going to show you today that blue is very good and can definitely hang with the best of them. And this is arguably the best deck in the format, which is Zoro. It is the most aggro deck, and you have my guy Jack playing it today. So this was the final match at my locals. Jack's been at table 1 all day, and he's been killing it. I forgot what his 2 matchups was before me. It was only 3 rounds, and I believe he played the Mirror, and I'm not sure if it was Kaido or Kid that he played before that. But you have me here playing Dofi and him playing Zoro. So Jack's a really good Zoro player. He's been playing it since the set release, and he's got a pretty decent deck here. So he went first and I went second. As far as me going second, I didn't see Perona on 1, which kind of sets me back a little bit here. He did see his Nami, and he's gonna go ahead and swing at me here. And the thing is, he could either play a Zoro or a Nico Robin here, and he plays a Nico, which is why we blocked off bat, because we don't want to lose that value that we had. So we're gonna try to stay at high life against the Zoro deck and just push all the way through. I swing for 5, he takes the damage, and we got to get rid of Nico Robin, so we bounce it back with the Teach. Teach is a very, very crucial card when it comes to the red matchups. You want to see Teach early and often, and when they kill the Teach, you want to grab it back with Gecko Moria. So once again, I'm still behind. I haven't been able to look at the top 5 yet, only because we want to control the board, and that's what Dofi does. Dofi is a board control deck. You control board and you poke at life until you can kill them. If you can stay at high life all the way through, it's the best thing to do. All right, he puts 2 Dawn under his Zoro and swings for 7. 7, we all know, is the perfect number in this game, so I definitely had to take that hit because I don't want to lose my hand just yet. So I can take 1 damage. I can afford that here. You know, I'm going down to 4. We're both at 4. And then he replays Nico. So I go ahead and poke at him with the 5 with Teach to see if he's going to out-combo. He doesn't. He decides to take that hit. No triggers, so Teach did what it needed to do. And then I'll go ahead and swing 6 here. I still don't have Perona, but in my hand I did have Doflamingo, so we're going to see what he did. He combos out of that hit, and I decided to play another Teach to get rid of this Nico Robin. I do not want this Nico Robin to stick whatsoever. So now we have Teach on the board, and Teach is going to act as a blocker for me because he doesn't want me to have board presence either. So he's probably going to poke at my field here and, you know, try to keep my field small like I'm keeping his field small. So he goes ahead and puts 2 more Dawn underneath Zoro, and he's thinking about swinging 7 here. So he's deciding whether to go face or Teach. He swings at the Teach. I'm gonna let it die. It did its job. It blocked for me. It literally became a blocker, and that's what we like about, you know, some of these small guys and small weenies and stuff. Now, granted, he has a couple of options here. Looks like he has a Zoro in hand, and he goes and drops the Zoro on me. Zoro's a 6K because he has Dawn underneath, and now he's trying to figure out what he's going to do with this here. Oh, he turned Nami sideways, and that's actually really good. He gets a card out of my hand, and then he turns Zoro sideways for 6, but we have a 2K to out combo that, which is really good here. So my hand's not too deprived yet, but my life is still high, and he's at 3. I do have 2 attacks here, so we're gonna go ahead and go to, looks like 8 Dawn here, and now we're gonna start gaming and start doing some Dofi stuff, hopefully, you know. So we're gonna go ahead and take care of this Nami, get that out the way. If he decides to save that, that's kudos to him. It just takes cards out of his hand for me. So I'm thinking here we're gonna go ahead and tap 3, and we're playing the Doflamingo, which we had all along. Now we can set up the top 5 and swing 7 to go ahead and, you know, try to establish a board here. This does what Perona does. This will act as a blocker for me, and if he doesn't kill it on the next turn, it will act as an attacker. I play the Gecko Moria, and I go ahead and re-pick up my 2K because once again we want to be able to defend our board. and I'm pretty sure he's gonna try to kill my Gecko Moria. So now I have a 2K in hand to protect that Gecko Moria. He's gonna go ahead and protect his Zoro here. Because he probably doesn't have many rushers left, or hasn't seen them, because as you know, we're going into 8 Dawn. He should be at 9 Dawn now, and he's only played 1 rusher. Whoa, looks like we had a little technical difficulty there. Good thing the deck didn't, you know, get knocked out too much. I am really digging my Kirby sleeves. I got the Kirby sleeves specifically for Doflamingo's coat. So back on the game though, we're gonna go ahead and swing 6 here with Zoro, the leader, to my Teach, and I'm debating on comboing out of here because if the Teach stays, he's gonna swing at it again. So I dropped 3K to go ahead and go to 7. I'm down to 2 cards in hand, and he uses the Zoro to swing at it, and then I block. We want to be able to keep these cards on board because they're attackers, so we want to be able to do the things that we need to do to apply pressure to Zoro. He goes ahead and drops another Zoro. He has another 6K, and he's not attacking my life, and he's still attacking my board here. We have the Love Bean. I was at 2 cards, and I draw. So Love Bean gives me 4K, and that puts me at 8. So now he has options here. So we're trying to see if we can get him to waste more cards out of his hand. Maybe play another rusher to force him to attack my board. And then the next turn, I just clear his board is the goal. So he goes ahead and jet pistols, which is a beautiful thing. And he takes care of the Gecko Moria. We still have the Teach. The Teach is only going to take 1 Dawn and become a 5K. So we'll be able to poke and do what we need to do. So we still have the top of the deck set up. So we do have a 7K swing coming, and hopefully we're playing something really good off the top that just does justice for us. All right, so I'm going ahead spreading out my Dawn here, thinking of my plays. You know, I just try to spread out multiple ways, and then, you know, really think through my turn. Because as you think through your turn, you can make mistakes in blue. And when you make a mistake in blue, it's very unforgiving and it's hard to come back. So everything you do when you're playing the Dofi deck, you need to play it right. And it takes time. The more you play it, the better you'll get at it. So I go ahead and swing 7 at the Zoro, and he doesn't protect it. So I'm like, all right, cool. Since that 7 killed that one, we're probably just going to go ahead and swing another 7 at the other one to clear this second Zoro, because we don't want him to have a board. We can deal with the leader swing because most of the time they're just gonna put 1 Dawn, maybe 2 on the leader and go from there. 7 takes care of that. I don't use the effect, and then I play the boa and put a Dawn underneath it. So with this boa, it draws me a card on defense. I'll be able to block and do some more shenanigans. When you block with boa, you get to draw cards, and when you attack with boa, you get to draw cards. That card is really broken for blue, and it's really good. So I am presenting that I have 3 cards in hand, and I'm forcing him to use another jet pistol here if he has one, to take some of this Dawn away from him. Because the more Dawn you tap out in red, it's how can I explain it? It's more or less like an advantage for me, because jet pistol costs 4. Yeah, he's at 10, but now he has to really think on about what to play next and where to go from there. So Jack's a very critical thinker. He's probably one of the Zoro players at my locals that thinks his plays all the way through and goes through as much as he can before actually making a play. So he, like I said, he's been at table 1 all day, and he's gonna go ahead and swing, looks like 10 at my Teach. I just go ahead and snap block, draw a card. I probably shouldn't have blocked here because now I messed up my top 5. But he taps 2, plays Sanji, and now he's presenting 2 up for either a Red Hawk here, or maybe 2 Radical Beams if I put him down to 2. So I'll go ahead and swing 7 again at the leader, and force him to use combo cards, and he takes the hit. All right, so now I'm just gonna poke 5 because I'm at 10 Dawn. I'm showing that I have 7 drop Dofi in hand, so he out combos that, and then I just bounce the Sanji back because I don't want him to have an attacker on board. So it goes back to hand, and now I have a 7K on board. He's probably gonna swing at my Teach because he doesn't want it to survive, but I'm up here chilling with 4 cards in hand and doing Dofi things. So we're keeping this board clear and doing everything possible to make sure he doesn't establish a board before I can. And I want my board to stay, because the more board presence you have, the more attackers you have. And that's something that's very, very key. So I'm not sure what Jack does here, but as a Zoro player, he has to do multiple things. Well, the ability to do multiple things. With 10 Don, he can actually kill my Dofi with 5 by going Otama and Jet Pistol, but he go ahead and swing 6 at my Teach, and with me having 4 cards in hand, I just go ahead and drop 2 and protect the Teach. This Teach is surviving, and we're gonna do everything we can to make sure it survives. I'm still sitting at 4 life. He goes ahead and taps 3 and plays a Rusher. All right, and that rushes at 6, so he goes ahead and swings at Teach. I don't have any other cards combo. Teach served as a blocker in this match just now. So we do have possible lethal on board, but as I stated earlier, the Otama, and he's probably finna Jet Pistol me here to go ahead and clear this Dofi, because Dofi cannot stay on this board. Now this is a huge swing in momentum, because he now has my board clear, 1 Dawn up, which is probably for a Radical Beam or something like that. And we have to reestablish our board here. Now we only up to 3 cards in hand. I go ahead and swing 6 at the Zoro, and I'm just like, all right, cool, I need to get cards out of his hand. He protects the Zoro. I got a card out of his hand, and I snap the Dofi, snap down Draco Mihawk here to bottom deck it and get rid of the value. He's used 2 Jet Pistols so far, so I think I'm pretty safe here dropping my Mihawk, because then he would have to go double Otama hit with a Jet Pistol to clear the Mihawk, or a possible Gordon or something like that. But I'm not sure if he was running it at the time, but we're definitely trying to do some gaming. This 9K on the board is going to present a lot of damage to him, and it's just a matter of time before I actually put him down to 0 life, because he's got a lot of work to do. He can ignore my Mihawk this turn and wait till I turn it sideways to try to kill it, but I'm sitting at 4 life with 2 cards in hand, and he has decisions to make. He goes ahead and puts 4 Dawn on the Otama, and I'm like, yo, that is cracked. So I have to out combo that. He gets a card out of my hand, and I'm down to 1 card. I did not want to pitch it. I probably could have took the life and just been all right, but I felt against Zoro, the higher my life is throughout the game. With Dofi, I can play off the top of the deck so much. It's like my deck is my second hand. So we're just doing everything we can here. He's still gonna give me a card, because he's gonna swing with his leader, or play another Rusher here and swing again. So he goes ahead and drops a 2K and gives 2 Dawn to Zoro. And that 2K is Brook. Brook gives 2 rested Dawn to any character, and I can't out combo 8, so I just take the hit and go to 2. All right, so now I'm untapping, and we're back at it again with the 10 Dawn, and I'm like, hey, we gotta clear cards. Let's get rid of this board again and do what we gotta do. That 9 to the face, he's probably gonna take. If not out combos, either way, it's card out his hand, and or a free damage for me, which puts him closer to death. So we want to go ahead and either drop another Perona here, maybe a Dofi, do something to see the top 5, because we only looked at the top 5 one time this entire game. So I'm not sure what else to do here, but I'm in a very, very, very good position to succeed. So I'm just thinking my plays through, counting my Dawn, and just trying to do everything possible. I go ahead and swing 9 to face, it takes it. I'm like, great, no trigger, perfect. And now I'm like, all right, cool. So I should swing at this Otama, but I'm not really gonna do it, because if he's gonna put 4 more Dawn underneath it, that's 4 Dawn that he used, and I'm just sitting here at 4 life, so it's not gonna really bother me. So I swing 8, tap, do a blind. It's a Perona, so we know next turn we can look at top 5. And I still have 6 Dawn left. So I go ahead and do what I can to swing face with the 8. And I force 2 cards out of his hand, which are 2 2Ks, puts him at 9, and put him down to 2 cards in hand. So once again, either way it goes, I got everything that I needed. Drop a Boa, put a Dawn under, and leave 1 Dawn up. So I'm presenting that I have Spada in hand, as well as me being able to block here with this Boa Hancock, so I can go ahead and draw that Perona we saw on top. So he has 3 cards in hand now, 10 Dawn, and he has to decide on what he's gonna do here. He can't kill me. I'm at 4 life. He's either gonna go ahead and try to kill my Mihawk, or he's gonna try to swing face. If he goes for the Mihawk, I just block it, you know, just snap block it, unless he jet pistols me here and gets rid of my Boa. If not, you know, I'd take the damage, add the card to hand, and just say Boa as an attacker for the next turn. So he is pretty much in a pickle, and I think I secured the game once I dropped the Draco Mihawk here. Mihawk is a really good card. Some people don't want to run it in the deck, but I think it's an automatic 3 of moving forward, with especially how it turns the game for the mirror and being able to take care of Kid as well. So he's trying to plan out his turn here. He just slaps 1 Dawn under Zoro to go ahead and decide whether or not if he wants to put more Dawn here, because either way it goes, I'm in a really, really good position. 2 cards in hand, 1 Dawn up with a blocker and 4 life. I don't foresee myself falling down too hard here, but he's really thinking his turn through, because he does not want to make a mistake. Because like I said, in this game, if you miscalculate just slightly, it's hard to recover sometimes, and you want to take your time doing what you can to be successful at this game. Now, once again, the more you play a deck, the better you get at it, the faster you'll play, and you'll even put yourself in really good situations to where you can be able to finish your turns really quickly and not make those same mistakes. But it's really all math, man. You want to swing odds to odds, evens to evens, and just do what you can to maintain board presence, as well as maintaining decent hand size. The fact that he just dropped this Diablo Jambe on me is wild. So now I can't block. So Mihawk might be in trouble here. At most, I have 4K in my hand, and he's literally counting his Dawn to see if he can just swing over this Mihawk, because this Mihawk has to die. I'm already presenting lethal, and he just goes full blown. I'm gonna dump everything into this Mihawk. He currently has 8 Dawn under Zoro, and yeah, I can't block it, I can't protect it, and it's out of there. So he has 1 Dawn left. He can put it under the Brook and swing 5 to face, but if he does that, I just block and combo a card and draw, so I don't lose anything. I just get another card out of in my hand. So, or I could just take the hit, one of the two. So I look at my life, take the hit, and go down to 2. So yeah, was no need to block there and do it that way. Just grab the extra card and keep the Boa up just so I can draw. So I have lethal here. I can go ahead and finish him off. He only has 2 cards in hand. I played the Perona, and I probably didn't have to play Perona. I could have probably just swung, put 4 Dawn under Boa and swung for 9, because at most he has 9 in his hand. And we want to be able to make sure that hit goes through. And then if he has the 9 in hand, then you just slap the rest of your Dawn under your leader and you go from there. There was no need to really play that Perona there. That's a mistake on my end. The Perona should have just stayed in hand. But you know, this is early on me playing Dofi, and I just, you know, you learn those moving forward. The hardest matchup probably for Dofi is the mirror, and that's really for any deck. The mirror match is always the hardest because you guys are both doing the same thing, and it's a matter of whose skill will come in better. And I have a Dofi mirror that's that I'll be posting probably like in sometime this week, later this week. But that Dofi mirror was wild, and I just couldn't understand how we were going back and forth so much, because like I said, we're literally doing the same thing when it comes to Dofi. But this Zoro match, I'm really thinking this turn through, and I'm like, why am I thinking so hard now that I'm rewatching this? And I'm like, yo, I have everything I need here to kill him. Like, what am I afraid of? Why am I thinking so hard? So I go ahead and count his combo power, and I'm like, at most you have 4K, so that puts you at 9. So I'm like, all right, cool. Well, if I put 4 Dawn underneath Boa, I'll draw a card and you'll take a hit. Now, one of the things that you have to understand about Red, they don't have, a lot of times they don't have a lot of combo power because of all the events that they play. But I'm looking at it here and I'm like, I can go 9 twice, and at worst, he can go what is it, 9 5 5, and then swing with the rest of his board, the rest of his Dawn under his leader on the crackback. And I literally forgot what my top 5 cards was on the top of my deck, and I had, since we're at locals and stuff, I asked like, yo, can I just double check to make sure I did that right? Because after all the counting, you know, I kind of forgot what was on top of my deck. But one of the things that I've learned to do moving forward, just so I'm not completely committed, is turn those 5 cards sideways, the opposite way of the deck, so that way it's not committed. That way I can always rearrange it, or leave the 5 cards on the table before I decide. That way I can really think my turn through, because now I'm sitting here thinking of the crackback, and I'm like, yo, am I gonna die on this crackback and not be able to finish this game here? So recounting my Dawn again, and I'm like, that's 2 9K swings, and once again, it's like I need these 9s to go through. I need both 9s to go through. So that top 5 look is real crucial right now, because if these 9s don't go through, I need to know. So I swing with the bow, draw a card. He takes that because all he can do is get to 9. Now he has to possibly 6K in hand, and that puts him at 11. And I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Dawn available. Now, if I didn't play that Corona, I would be able to kill him, you know? So I can only swing 10 here, and I'm like, yo, all right, well, we're going in with the 9, because I messed up. Play the Gecko off the top, grab the Mihawk. Now I have combo power. So I can out combo at least 1, maybe 2 hits, these 5Ks, and survive. And he didn't have the combo power, and he just, that's game. So he gives me the fist bump, and then we just talk about what his next few cards was and the possible plays. I had 3 2Ks in my hand, and Mihawk and another Dofi. And I'm like, yo, I was just gonna drop this Dofi and just bottom deck your book and just, you know, I can game from there. But then it was like, why do that when I can just go ahead and, you know, look at the next few cards and do what I have to do. So hope you guys enjoyed the match. Let me know what you guys think, if there's any particular matches you want to see, and I'll get them to you. Keep God first. Peace, love. We out of here. Gone.